You're not going to believe what happened when a powerful CEO went on a blind date that seemed destined to fail, until two little twin girls walked in and completely changed her life. Watch till the end, because what started as an empty dinner turned into a story that proves love always finds its way, even when we least expect it. And hey, if you love emotional stories that touch the heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more beautiful tales like this one. It was a cold evening in December when Amelia Hayes, the CEO of one of the biggest fashion companies in the city, sat alone at a candlelit table in an upscale restaurant. The waiters whispered behind her, recognizing her from magazine covers, the woman known for her brilliance, her discipline, and her loneliness. She'd built an empire from scratch but had no one to share it with. Tonight was supposed to change that. Her best friend had convinced her to go on a blind date, promising that the man was kind, humble, and perfect for her. But 30 minutes had passed, and the seat across from her remained painfully empty. Amelia glanced at her reflection in the wine glass, perfect makeup, elegant black dress, a confident smile she didn't feel inside. She had faced board meetings tougher than this, yet somehow, waiting to be chosen hurt more than any business failure ever had. The waiter walked over gently, asking if she wanted to cancel the reservation. She almost nodded when the restaurant doors swung open. Two little girls, twins, maybe 5 years old, stumbled in, their pink coats soaked from the light rain outside. They scanned the room until their bright brown eyes landed on her. And before Amelia could understand what was happening, one of them tugged on her sleeve and said in a small, breathless voice, "Miss, our daddy says he's sorry he's late." Amelia blinked, stunned. "Your daddy?" she repeated softly. The second twin nodded seriously. "He told us to tell the pretty lady at the fancy table that he's really sorry. He went to get flowers." Before Amelia could process any of it, a tall man rushed in behind them, slightly out of breath, holding a bouquet of white lilies, her favorite. He looked nothing like what she expected. His hair was slightly messy, his tie crooked, his eyes full of apology. "I'm so sorry," he said immediately, kneeling beside the girls. "They insisted on coming with me, and then we hit traffic. I didn't mean to." Amelia interrupted with a smile she didn't expect. "It's okay. You sent quite an adorable message." He chuckled nervously, straightening his tie as he helped his daughters into their seats at a nearby table. "I didn't think my girls would run ahead like that. I'm Ethan Carter." He extended his hand. "And these troublemakers are Lily and Lila." From that moment, the awkwardness melted away. The twins kept giggling, whispering little secrets, occasionally asking Amelia questions about her sparkly earrings or the dessert menu. The restaurant, once filled with silence, now glowed with laughter. Amelia, who'd spent years surrounded by businessmen and assistants, found herself smiling more in that one dinner than she had in months. As the evening went on, Amelia learned that Ethan was a widower. His wife had passed away 3 years ago, and since then, he'd been raising the twins on his own while working as an architect. "I almost didn't agree to this blind date," he confessed softly. "I thought I was too busy, or maybe too broken. But my sister insisted. She said I needed to meet someone who understands responsibility." Amelia looked into his eyes and replied quietly, then maybe she was right. Their connection grew naturally. Two people who had built walls to protect their hearts, suddenly finding warmth in each other's company. Ethan admired Amelia's strength, but he also saw through it. "You seem like someone who's been alone for a long time," he said gently one evening. "But you don't have to be." Amelia didn't know how to respond. She'd always been the woman who didn't need saving, who never let her emotions show. But with Ethan and the girls, she didn't feel like a CEO, she felt human. The twins adored her, calling her Miss Amy. They drew her pictures, made her laugh, and unknowingly filled the emptiness she'd long buried beneath her success. Weeks passed, and what started as one awkward dinner turned into countless evenings together. Ethan and the girls visited Amelia's office sometimes, bringing her homemade cookies, leaving sticky notes on her desk that said things like, "You're the best CEO ever." Her employees noticed the change. The once cold and distant boss now smiled more, laughed often, and even took time off. But love stories rarely run smooth. One evening, Ethan received a job offer overseas, a dream project he'd been chasing for years. It would provide a better future for his daughters, but it meant leaving Amelia behind. He didn't tell her immediately, not wanting to break her heart. But Amelia found out by accident, through one of the twins, who innocently mentioned, "Daddy says we're going to live near the sea soon." The news hit her harder than she expected. She had fallen in love, with Ethan, with the twins, with the life they had created together. But she couldn't ask him to stay, he had responsibilities far greater than her desires. That night, as they sat together watching the city lights, Amelia whispered, "You have to go, don't you?" Ethan sighed. "It's the best thing for them, Amelia. I wish it didn't have to be this way." She forced a smile, tears threatening to fall. "Then go make your dream come true. You've given me more than you'll ever know." He took her hand and kissed it gently. "So have you." The day they left, Amelia stood at the airport, hugging the twins tightly as they promised to write her letters and draw her pictures. As she waved goodbye, a part of her heart went with them. Months passed. Life returned to normal, meetings, deadlines, loneliness. But Amelia kept every drawing the twins sent her, reading their letters when nights felt too quiet. She thought of Ethan often but never reached out. She wanted him to live his dream without guilt. Then, on a rainy evening, exactly 1 year after that fateful blind date, Amelia returned to the same restaurant, sitting at the same table. The waiter smiled knowingly. "Table for two?" he asked. "Just one," she whispered. But as she looked out the window, two small figures appeared, running toward the door, drenched from the rain, the same twin girls. Her heart stopped as they burst inside, giggling, shouting, "Miss Amy." Behind them stood Ethan, holding another bouquet of lilies. "Sorry I'm late," he said softly. "I finished the project early, and realized home isn't a place. It's people." Amelia couldn't hold back her tears. She stood up, and the twins ran into her arms, while Ethan smiled through his own tears. "If you'll still have us," he said, "we'd like to make this our new beginning." She nodded, unable to speak, her heart full for the first time in years. And that night, in the same restaurant where she once sat alone, Amelia found what she'd always been missing, not just love, but family, laughter, and belonging. Because sometimes, when life feels empty, it's only waiting for the right people to walk in and fill it with light.